Welcome, ladies. What a privilege. I am among royalty right now. How are you both?
I'm good, Steph. I'm
Good.
good.
Very well, thanks, Steph. Very good. It's nice to be on with the two S's. I'm in the middle of the two, at least on my screen.
Well, of course.
SMS.
SMS, yeah.
Nice,
I like it.
nice. I like
Smart
it. Yeah.
lady. Well, of course, I'm in between these two legends, Maria Cocciolone, owner and founder of INSKIN Cosmetics, among other things and brands, and Sam Appel, the now very famous owner of the Skin Bar, also among other things. Very privileged today because we're having a super cool conversation about clinic growth. So we're here for you. We're here for all the clinic owners, aspiring clinic owners, people that want to grow, that maybe have one site that want to grow to more. Well, I'm here with the two foremost experts in that because Sam has just opened the 12th location and Maria literally is partners with, is it thousands now? Thousands
Yes, which is
of
beautiful, isn't
clinics.
it? How lovely is that? With the creme de la creme of the industry, I do want to say. Yeah.
I
I
do
think of you
agree.
as the Gucci of the industry,
Oh,
Maria.
you're so gorgeous, Sam.
Love
Thank
You
that. I
really
you.
love
are.
Thank you.
I've got some questions for you ladies, and I want to know it all. Okay, let's start with Sam. You just opened your 12th locations. I have to say a big congratulations. We are all super excited for you. You're in the news. Tell us about it.
Yes.
When
Thanks,
you get on
Steph.
TV, you've made it, Sam.
Yeah. Well, that was exciting. Meeting and working with the Maya CEO, Olivia. She was ex Quanta CEO, and they asked me to join to announce their new beauty hall, rehall. They're significantly investing into the beauty department. It's their biggest growing category, and identifying that skin really is accounts for like 30% of their business is exciting for our industry anyway. So a little bit about that. It's opening in October. I'm really exciting because for the first time, it's going to be, I guess, the Skin Bar is a standalone clinic, exactly what you will receive in any other location. Our therapists, our training, our design, exactly the same treatment rooms, services, our retail partners, but all within the clinic. So it's unlike traditional department stores, which is really
Yeah.
exciting for the first time. So that's exciting. I have a second location opening in Bondi. That's due to open next week. So we'll have two clinics down in Bondi. But yeah, I guess that's the update my end. I've been very busy at school holidays, two little kids. Maria knows all about that. But honestly, it's easy when you have good brand partners. It's easy when you believe in the products. It's easy when you believe in the treatments. One treatment that we recently bought on actually is from Maria, is the spicule treatment, which
The
has
Dr.
just
Estee.
gone, the Dr. Estee treatment has gone viral. We all know K-beauty is such a big topic at the moment, such a big trend. And for us, we're very selective with the treatments that we choose and bring into the Skin Bar. And for us, seeing that growth within that Dr. Estee products and the professional treatment has been mind blowing. So I'm really excited to see how far we can take that. You've got to move with the times, and I think that having a partner that you can pivot, knowing that they're growing and they have the same vision as well, is really what we need to be looking for as a business.
Absolutely. You can't grow on your own.
No.
You speaking now just makes me think, what is it, A, that drives you to keep opening locations and expanding, but also what is it that allows you to do it? What's your philosophy, your tactics?
Yeah,
I
I
think
Give
mean,
us an
so
insight.
many people, Sam, would just be listening and going, why would you open a 12th clinic? Like you've got two small children. Why? I'm dying to get into your head too, because it's not for everybody, but there's something special about the way that you think and your dreams that takes you to these places.
yeah, I guess, when you really stop finally and sit with that question, um, how I do it is, I guess, I never really had the plan to open 12 locations. It was always about saving up enough to open one location and pouring in my blood, sweat, and tears into that location. And then, I really realized the first thing was hiring my first staff member, building out my first system, website, and realizing that I could actually work my way out of the business for the first time. And once I did that, I thought, well, how do I share this experience with more people? And so building the second location a year later was something that I was just driven to do, because we could connect with more people. And, being inside the business and being in your first clinic, you feel that passion, you see the results firsthand, you're experiencing all this emotion. And to me, the goal wasn't to open 12 or multiple clinics. It was, I don't know, you're driven by the passion and the fulfillment that you get by seeing results and connecting with communities. And that sort of drive keeps me going. And I think that also having two young girls, I think it's, and Maria, you would have experienced the same. We as mothers, you're torn. Do I stay at home full time, or do I go to work and show my kids that, mum can do both? And I think for me, having two young girls looking up to their mum that's working hard is something that I want to show them. I know, like, my mother's great, but she didn't work when I was growing up. And I wouldn't say that I think both are great options. But for me, I've just had this drive to succeed, personal growth, professional growth. And, there's nothing better than great results, to be honest. And I think that's what drives it, is finding great people to work with, seeing their career progressions as well, like having over 50 staff now. And I have therapists that have gone from having the diplomas. I have dermal clinicians, I have educators, I have an admin team. I'm learning as well. I get to learn finances, I get to learn marketing. And, the finances, Maria, it's something new that you learn after having staff members. But I think, it's personal growth, which is what drives it. I don't think I'll ever stop growing as a person.
Yeah. Do you know what I loved? I loved that in your first few sentences, your legacy was in there. Like, so early in your response, you talked about your girls and the example that you're setting for them. And I'm only bringing this up, Steph, because people ask me all the time, like, so there's people that say to me, I just want to be like you. I want to know that my kids are going to be okay. Like, and I say to them now, once upon a time, I would say, look, I hope that I'm doing the right thing. I know I'm a better person for doing what I'm doing, and I hope that I'm leading by example, and I hope that they will be better for the exposure. And now I say, ask them, because now they're adults and they have the answers. And I can reassure you, Sam, that they actually credit what I have done and the example that I've set for where they are in their careers and in their personal lives today as well, which is really very special.
Well, Maria, I'll never forget seeing them both speak last year at the INSKIN Pop Awards night. Yeah. And they both, like, it was a very genuine moment that they looked to their mother, there was tears, and you do see that at the other end. And, I think that's what keeps the drive is, you shouldn't feel guilty, but, it's everyone's a part of it in the family, and you do have good days, you have stressful days, but that's part of life. And it's, if you're working towards your goal, it's worth it.
Makes it all worth it. I'm sitting here listening to you both and just loving the feeling behind, what you're doing. We're here talking about business and I'm like, okay, I want to know the how, right? And you're all talking about the passion, the reason, the why, it all drives the potential. So when I was going to ask you both this question, what are the top 5 strategies that you have to grow? I feel like number 1 is you've already said it, right? Your why, your reasoning. But if you could go on, both of you actually, and let us know, what do you think the next 4 things that equal success that you can do consistently? If you're listening and you're an owner and you want to know what the keys and secrets to success are, why don't Sam and Maria, you give it the next 4?
I think, if I was to list what's important is, if you are going to open a second location or grow your business, you need to ensure that the systems are in place and you have a successful model where you're not jumping ahead and opening a location or getting yourself into, too much debt while doing it. Prove the model first. have the success there and know that you can then repeat it and that you've worked yourself out of the business. It's not so reliant on you being in there hands-on, because so many times we all know we're passionate therapists, our clients love us, but if all the clients are wanting to see me only, then I'm not set up for success. So I think I need to then invest in other people to then work myself out of the business and ensure that the quality is consistent with the growth as well. I think that's a really important thing. I mean, systems, I never, at the start, I had no systems. There was a lot of loose ends. And I think I was a little bit controlling, I guess, of the quality and ensuring that everything was done my way. And I had to learn over time that, everyone's different and there's no way that we can grow and everybody, perform things exactly how I wanted to. So training people up to perform the treatments the same and realizing that people do things, therapists, clients, everybody's a little bit different, and that's okay. Being okay with people changing certain aspects, not the treatments themselves. I think you need to ensure that you have the right partners to grow with, that you're not still trialing products, and you have strong relationships as well. I think you have to believe in your brands and your professional treatments to be able to grow, ensure that that partnership is set up for success. We all know marketing is a huge thing. Ensure that you invest in your content creation, your communities as well. I mean, I could go on. I feel like there's so many things, but I guess they're sort of the top that come to mind.
That's wonderful. And you, Maria, from, I suppose, a different perspective, but it's still business. I mean, you've got thousands of partners. I would assume it would be a little bit different for you from your angle.
I think that at the end of the day, when Sam was talking, that really resonates with me too. And I think that I see lots, people that want to open businesses or open the second location, but they chase opportunity without mastering one. And it's so important that you just get one right. And you said that, Sam, if you don't get the one right, then you're going to have 2 wrong and 3 wrong, and then you're probably going to be gone. But the thing with business is that it is so multi-layered, and you could go on all day, couldn't you, Sam, about all the things that are giving you the success that they're giving you. I'm really big on culture, that saying, culture eats strategy for breakfast, because at the end of the day, it's the people that build the business. And if you don't build the culture, if the culture is not strong, it's one of the things I'm most proud of in the INSKIN business across both locations. Before I took over the manufacturing plant, we didn't have a culture there, and that even though we were major shareholders in that business, I didn't have actual access to the people or have a position in that business. And when I walked in and it was missing, it ate me alive. I was like, oh my goodness, like if this is all going to fall under the ICG banner, it is just so important that what we have here in this side, it has to be transferred on the other side as well. So I think, people drive your success, and you've got to get that right. I am so big. I know I teach this to everybody, including senior executive recruitment companies. You have to recruit lovely. Like when they say, so when I did my HR course, I learned in that moment, the technical specification, obviously the person needs to be able to do that. They need to have this skill set, qualifications, etc. But here's the person specification that you need. And I always finish it with the person needs to be lovely. And even when we're employing in our head of operations, and obviously that you imagine that's going to be a guy. It sounds a bit sexist, but you imagine it's going to be a guy that's going to take this head of operations job in a manufacturing plant. And the recruitment company said to me, so if we covered everything, is all your criteria there? And I said, I actually would like you to add lovely. This person needs to be lovely. And the guy looked at me and goes, lovely. I said, yeah. So when this team meet him for the first time, or her, I want them to say, oh my God, he's lovely. And you know what? That's exactly what happened. And so that's one of the things that we say at INSKIN, because if the person is lovely, and of course they meet the technical specification, there's more chance they're going to be successful and also morph into your culture. the other big thing for me, Sam, and you would see this, I'm sure. Like you and like Steph, like we all run businesses. You're a person that leads with purpose.
Mm-hmm.
And you know exactly what the success looks like, and you know exactly how you want to build the layers and every sort of aspect of this business. It's like you've got this in your head. I know how I want my phone to be answered. I know how I want the sign up on my emails, not just for me, but for everybody. And as you employ more people in your business, you're recruiting more advice. And so I always say, don't let people dilute your dreams. Because at the end of the day, it happens that, a new person will come in, a salesperson, education, in finance. Well, you should do this. You should be doing this. I get those emails every day.
Yes.
We had a look at your website and you should be doing this on your website. Bugger off, because that's not what my website's all about. So you just got to be really firm in your vision, in your beliefs, and stick to the plan, because otherwise there's so many people out there not wanting to, but they will derail you. And if you just, listen to too many people, the skin bar will no longer look like the skin bar. Like you'll get to your fourth or your fifth or your sixth clinic and you go, whoa, this was all supposed to be just this one incredible strategy, incredible dream and experience with this Tiffany bow wrapped across it, and everything was just supposed to be just more locations, and it got lost along the way.
Couldn't agree more. I think, the strategy is your vision, and you can't, sometimes, externally listening to too many different people or asking them what they would do really does kill that vision. And I think it's so important that, I find the most success with having it all in-house. It's
Yes.
our dream, it's our vision. It's otherwise we could all get lost in asking too many different people their advice, and it changes your direction, and then you lose who you are. So couldn't agree more.
And yet the irony of that is where you do have to ask people for their advice, like where you do have to ask for input. Like
Totally.
there's big decisions I make within the business that I feel fairly strong about the way I'm going to respond. But I think that if you're clever at what you do, you're having check-in points with your team as well, like critical team players in your business. And I always say, look, this is what I'm thinking, but I just want to make sure I haven't missed anything. Like if I make this decision, is someone going to be mad? Or not that you're going to always make people happy. I'm not trying to say that, but like, what will happen? What's the consequences of this decision? And sometimes someone will just go from the top of their head, well, if you do that, and you go, oh, thank goodness I asked. I hadn't thought of that.
Totally. And yeah, that's the power of your team members, and playing your weaknesses as well, because we all have our weaknesses that we need people to pull us up on, or have their input. That's what teamwork's all about. So
Yeah.
it is nice.
Actually, listening again, I had this kind of like an aha moment when you said, I bring everything in-house because it's my vision. A lot of clinic owners and salon owners right now are thinking, I can't afford that right now. I'm at this junction where I want to grow. So they've got a clinic. It's doing okay. It's doing well. Maybe it's not doing well enough to be able to step to the next location or bring things in-house. At that pivotal moment where you're just before you start to really grow and before you expand, how do you secure you're boosting to that next level? What do you do? What's the trick?
Instantly, you still have to do it yourself. I mean, that's instantly what comes to mind. I remember when I was in that position, and I thought, okay, I do want these people, I do want this, but I don't have the budget yet. And so it was me on social media. It was me, asking friends for help with website. I just don't think you.
Love that.
The direct answer to that is you can't hire until you can afford it. And I think you do have to accept that when you are a sole business owner, it's just you in there. You are wearing all of the hats, and that is the hard work. And it does take years of wearing all the hats, and then you commit and you build it over years behind the scenes, behind any of the prettiness, no green walls, and all of a sudden, you can afford a fit out. You can afford to hire somebody one day a week in content. Like you have to start small. Don't chew off more than you can chew. Don't bite off more than you can chew.
And I suppose that's the beauty of having partners like INSKIN. There are partners there that help you to grow because they've done it before. They know. They have advice. They have systems in place, and maybe they can help you with marketing. Maybe their products are so already established that they've got their own marketing channels. How is partnering with someone like INSKIN?
Well, totally. I mean, our educator, Miriam, has been there from day one. She was the one that got me on board with O Cosmetics, and our bestseller still to date is the B3 serum. It's like hands down the bestseller at the Skin Bar, and the education that they provide to us before we could afford to have anyone in-house, that's what a good partnership is, because with that comes sales, and that boosts your revenue, and then you can grow. But if you're not working with a brand that offers these sorts of partnerships, then I think you should be questioning what you're really getting out of that as well. You need to be having education, training, and that's what you get from O Cosmetics, and that's why Marie is the size she is because they pour so much into education, training, and it's so much support. And I think that's what it's there for, is a smaller business that doesn't have an in-house team. And I can assure you we have an educator because we need to, that's going and training in-house, but their hour of power, their training that they have with O Cosmetics is so exciting. And again, like, it's hearing a different voice from our partner that motivates our team.
And Marie, from your perspective, it's equally as important to partner with, people that get INSKIN, people that want that elevation in their clinic. Like, what do you look for in a partner as well? Because it is both ways, isn't it?
Oh, look, and that's one of our philosophies, is that we only want to work with the relationships that are a win-win. It's got to work for all parties. It's got to work for the clinic partner. It's got to work for INSKIN. And one of the most frustrating things about some of our relationships is when you have partners that don't see education and training as Sam does. The reason why we're so successful in Sam's business is because Sam allows us to be. It's because she believes in what we bring to the table, and she allows us to exposes us to her team and helps us to build together. And there's often when we do our team meetings where the BDMs are just so frustrated. They've put like an hour away for that hour of power, and then you see on their reports, clinic cancelled 15 minutes before I arrived, and instead of 10 or well, not 10, there's not that many in businesses anymore, but instead of being 4 people, there was only 1 person, and so it does upset the BDMs, because they're so hyped and ready to go and give, and then they get there and it's deflating when it appears that there isn't the value appreciation, and so it's so important. I always say that the answer is always yes on a win-win basis. If it's going to work for everybody, yes, we can do all those things that you need us to do.
And I think it's been probably short-sighted as to taking another client through and cancelling the training, or pushing the client or pushing the training back because we can rebook it, but block that time out and have the training. I can't stress that enough.
Well, you heard it here. I mean, all of these lessons for success are incredible, and we've got a very short time frame now because I know Sam has to go. But I just want to say thank you so much, ladies. I've learned so much. I'm actually going to write a blog about this and send it out to all of our members so they can get their minds around, if they want to expand and grow, what are the traits that they need to have and what do they need to know. So I want to have you guys back on, because I think you're a pretty awesome combo.
I only just touched the surface.
I know. We need to do this
again.
Next time it's a podcast, I think.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Maria, we need to get... sorry, you go.
I was going to say, it's just so important that there is opportunity for clinic owners to have insight into business heads And maybe something you said today resonates with some and not with others, and vice versa. But if you just always remember that pearl of wisdom that you heard somebody say, I remember Sam saying, like, you've just got to get one right. So that now those individuals that say, oh, I've got to open my second clinic, but I need to get this one right, then our job is done. We've done a good job.
Oh, and I'm going to leave everyone with, do you know how many pearls of wisdom I got from Maria? A lot of people don't know how long Maria and I have known each other. She was my very first mentor in life, and in business. So, 20 something years on, we won't say exactly how long. I still remember those pearls of wisdom. So I hope everybody got some today from both Sam and Maria. It's such a pleasure just speaking to you both. Thank you very much.
Thanks for the opportunity,
Thanks,
Steph. Thanks, Sam. Thank you.
Bye,
Thanks,
everyone.
Maria.
Bye.
I'm off to sell some cosmetics now.
Go, off you go. Go.
Bye.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye,
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 girls. Bye.